Turn it up. You're listening to the Country Music Rocks podcast. Your all-access pass to all your favorite artists, untold stories, and the real behind-the-scenes of country music.
It's Danny and Julia. We are live on the road to kick off the new year of 2026 here at Jubert's Ponderosa Lounge, and we have captured somebody big.
We have. We're sitting down with Julia Cole. First of all, Danny, you're surrounded by Julias now.
I know. It's Julia times two. I kind of love it, actually.
I hope you can handle it. But thank you so much for taking the time and sitting down and chatting with us. We're super excited for you and everything that's ahead.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here, and thanks for helping me cross off another state. I'm almost to all 50 states, and this is my first time ever in Oregon.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Cool.
That's cool. There's a lot to see and do here, so we know
I'll have to come back.
Yeah, when you have a little bit more time.
And we'll make plans for you to go visit everything you want to see here because there's a lot to do and see here for sure.
I hear I got a day with perfect weather, though.
You
it's
did.
like beautiful outside, so I feel very lucky.
Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
Well, we want to talk to you about being a new artist, up and coming, and you've done so much in such a short amount of time. You've teamed up with some great teams in Nashville.
Thank you.
But going through and looking at your history and kind of learning more about Julia Cole, we've always talked about this. As a podcast, we always want to find out the different parts of the business, whether it be songwriting and management and labels and so on and so forth. And we thought, you're the perfect person for this because you've pretty much done it on your own. And so we wanted to find out, like, as a label, like, how do you even get started? Like, you started at 18 years old in high school, singing a national anthem, and next thing you know, here you are on a label, and you've got a management team. Walk us through that process. Like, how does it even begin? Like, if we were starting tomorrow, who would we talk to?
Yeah. The first thing that I want to say is I just hope that people don't ever feel like it's too late to start. Like, I started music so late compared to most everyone else that I know in Nashville. Like, I didn't even pick up a guitar till I was, like, 18.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you come to Nashville and everyone's been playing since they could walk, you're surrounded by the most talented people in the world. It's very easy to get discouraged.
Yeah.
And I think because I grew up playing sports, I was able to overcome that mentally because I remember the same thing happening in volleyball. Like, there are people who played volleyball at a much younger age than I did, but if you work hard, you can still surpass those people. You just have to be really dedicated and go for it. So I really hope that people aren't scared to chase their dream no matter how late they start it.
It's a great message because we hear that a lot.
It was definitely like, I had to be a little delusional to think that, oh, whatever, everyone else has been doing this for 15 years longer than me, but whatever.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
But it's worked out.
I think I've been pretty blessed with the way everything's working out, but I'm kind of a nerd, so I can get really into the weeds about the business stuff. I can go like really deep about how all the teams work. And one of the coolest things about starting as a completely independent artist is that you learn every different facet of the industry. So you can really tell when you bring someone on who's good at their job or who's not good at their job.
Right.
Because you've been doing it yourself at whatever capacity you could for as long as you could until you find someone who's better at that thing than you are.
Sure.
Yeah.
So as an artist, the different spokes of the wheel, I feel like, that happen when you build a team, you kind of, in the standard Nashville world, this is how it would kind of be. So you've got your artist, and then you have an artist manager.
Okay.
And then from the manager, all the other different spokes of your wheel, all your other team members are kind of supposed to go through the manager to get to you.
Sure.
That's never how it's been for me. I've always been like very direct line of communication to all my team members, but that's not normal.
Okay.
So for the normal person, it would be like getting a manager, and then from your manager, you have a business manager, you have a publisher, you have a label. You're probably working with an attorney for all different things. You also need an attorney before the manager too. And
good point.
Yeah. You need an attorney for a lot of different
Don't
things.
say anything.
Yes, exactly. Keep you safe.
Yeah.
Don't ever sign anything without having someone read it.
Sure.
I feel like that's a good piece of business advice. But that's just kind of on the the business side of things, and then you have like a music team you have to build, which is arguably way more important.
Yeah.
You've got to have, your producer who understands your vision and understands what you're trying to do and who you are trying to, connect to.
Sure.
And songwriters, you've got to find your circle of people, your team, who understand the message that you want to get across and understand your voice and can help you take your songs and your ideas to the next level.
Right.
And then you've got your live team. So you've got like a tour manager that's going to be helping you handle everything on the road.
Right.
And then on your, like, from the label side of things, in the label world, you're going to have someone who's kind of your A&R that helps you kind of with song selection for what you're releasing and things like that. And then you have your radio team.
Right.
And your radio team is who's helping get your single out to actual radio stations so the world can hear it.
Right.
You probably have a DSP team that's helping with streaming
Right.
and those different services.
For those that don't know, sorry to interrupt, but DSP is like your
Spotify,
Apple Music,
yeah.
Spotify, Pandora, stuff like that.
Amazon, all those
for sure.
things.
Yep.
So, I mean, just from what I named right there, I mean, you're working with like
a lot.
25 people,
Right.
at least.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a
going
lot.
on. Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes we've talked about this before, like coming into this podcast, we're like, well, let's just do this and see what happens. And
Yeah.
we've managed to make it work.
Right.
In the industry, I feel like it's a little bit different because, like, do you have that one friend that you can trust to, like, here's the person you really need to talk to? Or do you reach out to your parents and say, I need an attorney? Oh, we happen to have a cousin or an uncle that's an attorney that we start with. That's what always makes me nervous because I feel like you're right. The manager is the hub of that
Mhm.
spoke, but everybody else has to get in
Yeah.
line.
And you just have to also really hope you can find that manager. It's really hard to do. And I, just started working with a team in September. I've been dealing with my own managing myself
Right.
Mhm.
while already having 500 million streams and
Yeah.
touring the world. So
Right.
it's been like an insane way that I kind of had to wear so many hats, but it makes me really appreciate the help
Right.
when
Oh,
I
for
have
sure.
it.
Yeah.
But there's a couple other pieces of the team that I was like, oh, I forgot. There's also like the whole visual side of things. You're going to probably have a creative director, a person who's doing all the photos and the music videos,
Right.
and then probably a stylist and maybe a makeup artist. So just like
Mhm.
think about all the different people
Yeah.
that are
It's a lot.
So much goes into it.
so much goes
Yeah.
into it, and a lot of those people's livelihood depends on your success too,
Mhm.
which
Right.
is
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
heavy weight
Yeah.
to have on your shoulders.
For sure.
And we've talked about this before too, because Julia is more of a blogger. Will get sent music to her directly, or like, hey, our new artist Julia Cole is coming
Mhm.
with this single, and blah blah blah. Where on my side of the business, I was dealing more with the record management team.
Mhm.
Here's our new single. We want to get it to Billboard. We want to get it on the charts. We need to add it right away. So it is a lot of cross communication, a lot of multitasking for a lot of people, and yeah, it's tough. I know for sure, definitely. And Julia just got sent your whole package like last week.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I was like, well, this is great timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No. So it's been perfect.
I'm curious who sent it.
Now she's on the spot.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
was it management? Was it label? Was it radio
I'd have to
team?
go back and look at my email. I'm not exactly sure
'Cause
who
even-
it came from.
Because
I'll
once you
definitely
start
look,
having
though.
team members, you don't know everything that's even going on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And we talked a little bit about this because Julia does a lot of our podcasting material for us. Like she'll post a lot of stuff on the website for us. Her husband John's really great. It does all the video and camera work for us and stuff. When you do your social media, is it you or is it a team? I mean, for a little bit, it's probably you on your own getting started. Like this has got to be me presenting to the world who I am and how my music's going to work.
Social media is an incredible tool. You can reach hundreds of millions of people for free. Some people look at it like it's a full-time job, but it really is a blessing if you choose to look at it that way, just being able to connect genuinely with people. But yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
and
Yeah.
consistency, I think, is super important.
Mhm.
You've got to keep trying things until you find something that works. And then when you find something that works, try to find different variations of that same tool. It definitely was just me working on all my social pages probably until I had over at least over 1 million followers. But now I've got probably 2.5 million followers.
Wow.
And I still do all of my captions and the hooks, and it's me in every video. Like I have to
Right.
be in the
Sure.
video.
Of course,
but
yeah.
you know, I have someone who will like sometimes put the text on screen that
Yeah.
I'm like my captions that I'm saying, or if it's a song, they know they have like
Yeah.
a list of all my song lyrics, and they can do some of that just
Mhm.
editing for me, and
Yeah.
just like the uploading.
Yeah.
Because think about all
It's
the
a
different
lot,
platforms
yeah.
there
Yeah.
are.
Yep.
So getting started, and I don't mean to keep cutting you off,
No, you're
Julia.
totally fine.
To get started, let's just start like right now. Like I'm a new artist, I'm coming to Nashville. Is there somebody that I have to talk to say, okay, here's the managers you want to look at? Is there like a list of managers? Like some of these publications that we see in country radio basically is like, here's a list of the senior vice president managers of this label. Here's this person and this person. Going as a new artist coming in, you're like, oh, I got to talk to this person. They're like, no, don't talk to that person. How do you find that manager? Or how do you find the label that you really want to work with? Because a lot of times I feel like it's just word of mouth. Now that we have phones in our hands, we can find so much on so many people like you. Like the other day I was doing my homework on you and I'm like, wow, she is busy. But like if I want to try, okay, I got to find a manager, or how do I get with that manager or stay away from that manager?
There's no one size fits all answer to that, but I will say Nashville is a town that for the most part wants to support people that are working hard and putting in the time.
Yes.
So, like for me, I ended up finding some mentors in Nashville, but I
Okay.
met them through already working hard and grinding when I had no idea what I was doing. I was
Sure.
just signing up for every open mic night that existed. I was
Okay.
offering to sell merch for, you know, people during their shows just to like have a conversation. You know,
Sure.
it was
Yeah.
just, I was just so fascinated by the industry as a whole because I had no idea how any of it worked. I didn't grow up knowing that songwriters existed. I thought the artists wrote their own songs.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I was not in the music industry at all until I kind of fell into it by accident. And my first mentor was named Laurie White, and
Love her.
I literally like lived at, so she and Chuck Cannon were married, and Laurie passed away. She was like my Nashville mom. It was one of the hardest things that I have ever gone through. But she took me under her wing, and
Okay, there you
she taught me how to write a song, how to handle the difficulty of decision making. I mean, when you start getting different offers from people, you can't just like say yes to the first one.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You never know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. So she helped me kind of navigate who my first agent was, which I don't even think I said agent earlier when I was talking about all the
No,
different
but that's
people.
Another spoke.
There's
Right.
another spoke
Another
of the
spoke of
wheel,
the wheel.
agency.
Right.
But yeah, she helped me not only like realize that I could take my time on making the decision, but also one of my favorite things she ever taught me was there are no wrong decisions. There are just the decisions you make,
Right.
and then you keep moving forward making more new decisions. So if you decide to leave the company, whatever that you were with a year ago, it was the right decision then. It's just not the right decision now. So you
Right.
just make a new decision. It wasn't wrong back then. So that was just really freeing to
Right.
not put so much pressure on yourself to try and make the right call when you have no idea up from down when you're starting out.
Right.
You just go with your gut, try to make the best decision with the information you have, and if it isn't working out, you know, try to keep the peace with everyone that's around you, but move on to
Sure.
the next phase of your life.
So mentorship is really the way to go. Like, and we've heard this many times before. We hear the same thing. People go play on a stage for weeks and weeks, you know, whatever bar they can get to, and then they finally get that chance to meet somebody, and it could be that mentorship
Right.
that works out. We were in Nashville one time. I don't know if you remember this. There's the bar there. It's called Losers and Winners, and literally in this room one night next door at Losers is Dave Grohl, Zach Brown,
No way.
Yeah.
Scott Borchetta, like all these big label people and artists. And next door is a trio at Winners where you go to buy your food and drinks, and these people are begging, and there's like 3 people in the restaurant, and they're getting a tip jar with like $10 in there. We threw a 20 in there because we're like, hey, you guys are giving it a valiant effort. if you only knew who was next door
Exactly.
that could possibly walk through and see you or hear you, be like, hey, they got kind of a cool tone. So that's the way it, for me, is like you got to have a mentorship, and yours was one of the best.
But they don't care until you've worked hard.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's so interesting. So Chuck met me first when I was so I'm from Spring, Texas, which is north of Houston a little bit.
Yep.
I got my start singing the national anthem for my own volleyball games, and then
So
for the NFL, MLB, NASA, NASCAR, and realized that there was a real industry for music.
Yeah.
But just tried to start kind of doing stuff really like my senior year in high school in the Houston area. So I ended up winning this contest called the Woodlands Idol.
Okay.
And one of the judges for this singing contest hosted this songwriting camp for little kids.
Okay.
And because he was like, why don't you just come and hang out? There's a songwriter from Nashville coming. I want you to meet. It was Chuck Cannon.
Oh.
So he was playing Do-Si-Do up in the Woodlands that night, and Kyle hadn't introduced us, and then we had lunch, and after lunch, he was like, well, I got to go get to the venue, and I was like, well, you need help selling your merch tonight? And he was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. And I was like, I'd love to watch the show so I can just watch it from back there and help you out. And so after that, he was like, okay, when you come to Nashville, because I was going to Vanderbilt University, so I was going to Nashville anyway. He's like, when you get here, you need to meet my wife, Laurie White. She's awesome. You'd love her.
Yeah.
And
Incredible
he had
woman.
never heard me sing, never heard one of my songs, anything. We just literally had lunch. And I got his number, but I went to Nashville, and he ignored me for a whole year.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't until an entire year went by that he was like, oh, you're still doing it. You're still doing music? Okay, come by
You've
and meet
proven
Laurie. Come to the
yourself.
studio. So it was like he wasn't going to
Funny.
waste his time until he knew
Sure.
I was serious,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is, I feel like, how a lot of people in Nashville feel. They're like, we don't want, the flash in the pan, because so many of those roll through town too.
Right.
I feel bad for
right.
those people. I mean, as many times as we've walked down Broadway and seen people in and out of the windows, at
Yeah.
Legends Corner,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my gosh, how long have they been here? And it's just, so it is tough. And it's not just 10 people. There's hundreds of people there fighting for a spot on that stage each week to get something special.
Right.
I think there's like 100 people a day moving to Nashville. Is
Holy
the stat?
cow.
My goodness.
That's insane.
100 a
That's-
day.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's-
Not all musicians, but a lot
No,
are.
but still, it's just a lot. Yeah.
sure,
It's,
yeah.
It's busting at the seams, it seems like.
So
Yeah.
you made a great connection through Chuck for sure. Definitely. And that definitely opened up a lot more doors and out, like you said. So your mentorship, if you are listening and you're a member of our podcast, we've had so many people write to us and say, how do I get started? How do I do this? You've just opened a door for so many people, and you got to trust
sure.
people and know somebody that knows somebody, but there is that avenue. It can happen. for
And
sure.
anyone can be your mentor. Like, it doesn't have to be one specific piece of the industry. It might be a songwriter.
Right.
It might be someone from a label. It might be a manager. It might be your publisher who just is your champion and just
Right.
wants you to succeed. It might be your attorney.
Right.
You don't know who it's going to be that just believes in you and is like, okay, I know people in this town, so I think you're a good person and I believe in your talent. Let me see if I can connect you to some people.
Yeah.
But you also have to put yourself out there. You have to start, going out and writing songs and playing at little open mic nights for free
Sure.
to nobody in the
Gotta
room.
put your time in.
And just kind of prove that you're willing to do the work
Right.
before anyone else is going to do the
Yeah.
work to help you.
Yeah.
Well, good on you for stepping out and be like, hey, you want me to
Yeah.
sell T-shirts for you?
Yeah.
I was just so fascinated by how everything was. I still am.
Yeah.
I
For
think the
sure,
music
yeah.
industry is so magical.
It
And
is.
so when I was going to Vanderbilt, my major was going to be creative writing, and because I wanted to just be an author,
Mhm.
and my dorm room was literally on Music Row. Like, you can't
Right.
make
Right.
that up.
It's
I was
literally right
I was
there.
going to Vandy way before I even was doing national anthems for stuff. Like, that was the school I wanted to go to.
Right.
Oh,
It
wow.
was the only school I applied to. So it was crazy the way everything worked out. But living right there on Music Row, I was
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, look, there's a publishing house there and a management house there and a label there. And I ended up interning at some places just for free, doing
Okay.
whatever they needed me to do, which
Yeah.
is another great way to meet people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just remember being so fascinated by, like, they'd be like, oh, Carrie Underwood wrote her first #1 sitting right there on the floor, right here on the couch, like where the whole crew was. And I was like, right here?
Yeah.
Like this room?
Like fanning out.
Are you kidding me? Like, I remember one
Yeah.
time they had me deliver a plaque that they needed me to get to one of the songwriters. And so I had this platinum record plaque just like in my car, and I'm like driving around with it like, hey, what's up?
Who was it for? I gotta know.
It was for Carrie.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
It was just for Carrie.
Just
That's
for Carrie
awesome.
Underwood.
Yeah, there
No,
you go.
it was pretty cool. But I mean, it's a magical town, and there's a lot of people there that are wonderful. But it's also a lot of hard work.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You can't think that any of it's gonna come easy, because if it was easy, everyone would do it.
Exactly.
And I think the most important thing is like always believe in yourself to keep fighting for that moment, because it could come. It never stop believing in yourself.
And never try to be someone who you aren't. Like
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
that
good
is
point.
also,
Yeah.
We see that a lot.
and I meant to say this earlier when we were talking about social media, but like it can't just be someone else running your whole account, because
Mhm.
the audience can smell it from a mile away. If it doesn't feel genuinely you,
Yeah.
they know that Blake Shelton is not going to do a TikTok dance.
Right.
Like the fans would not believe it
Yeah.
Right.
if someone
Yeah.
told him, hey, you have to do this. You know
Right.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Mhm.
it has to be genuine and authentic to your personality and who you are, or people won't connect to it.
Mhm.
So I think music's the same way. Like if you want your music and your songwriting to connect, it's got to be something you really believe.
Yep.
Mhm.
Don't just write something because you think it's going to be clickbaity or
Right.
whatever.
Exactly,
It's gotta,
yeah.
people, when you start to do something that's emotional and real to you, I mean, it grows like wildfire.
Mhm.
I love the videos that you do with your sister. You guys are like,
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, to have that bond as it is
Mhm.
with my 3 kids, it's amazing to see the bond that they have. But when you have a sister that you're that tight with, it's actually really cool. Do you guys ever get confused out in public? I mean, people call
All
her
the time.
because you guys are almost like twins, right?
Literally. So there's actually 3 of us.
Okay.
And my older sister just doesn't like social media. So she's in like a couple of clips with us, but for the most part, she's like, I'm never going to talk in a video. And like, you can just maybe get me like from the side, you know?
That's
So she's
funny.
kind of MIA on purpose from it. But my little sister and I both do obviously a lot of videos, and people think we're twins or confuse
That's
us
so funny.
very often. But Sisterhood Country is actually like kind of one of the main things that I connect with my fan base on.
Mhm.
Right.
I like joke that I'm a professional sister because I'm the middle middle sister. So like I was born a sister, and I've been a little sister my whole life, and
Right.
a big sister the majority of my life. So I'm like, I'm a professional sister at this
That's
point.
Yeah, you
I've
are.
got your back, and like your sisters who you cry with, who you celebrate with.
Yeah.
You know, it can cover every spectrum, and you laugh with them. And so I was like, okay, I kind of feel like I'm forming this whole sisterhood
Mhm.
of the Cole team now, and
Yeah.
and it's been really special getting to bring everyone into the family.
That's
I
cool.
love that.
So, bringing us to that point of hanging out with your sister, want to get to know a little bit more about Julia Cole, like fun family. Did you guys grow up in a musical family, or was it just like whatever? Because you said in high school singing the national anthem. How many times do you think you have sang the national anthem?
So many times. I've sung that song so many times. Think about it. Every Tuesday and every Friday we had a game for 4 years.
Oh my
so
God.
At least
Wow.
every Tuesday and Friday for 4 years. But I also did it for more sports than just mine.
Right.
So it was so many times. But yeah, my family was kind of musical, but not like super musical. Not like the way that I've, seen now that I'm in Nashville, the way I see how people are truly like that. I mean,
Come from it.
we
yeah.
took piano lessons when we were little, but it was more as like a stimulant for your brain than it
Mhm.
was like to
Sure.
be in the music business. Like
Right.
no one in my family was in any type of music industry.
Okay.
They were fans. My parents were fans of music.
Sure.
Like they would, sing along to the radio and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was low key. I would say not super intense
Right.
music
It wasn't
family.
pressed upon you like
Definitely
you have to
not.
do this.
No, we
Right.
just played sports our whole life. Like
Yeah.
music was very much so just like a party trick.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you can kind of sing, like go do, like I'd be in my uniform, go sing the anthem, and go back on the court. It wasn't like I prepared for a performance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love that.
I
That's
think it's
awesome.
great. 2025 was such a great year for you. And I feel like, we are just starting to get to know you, but I feel like so many people are already, like,
Yes.
they know you, like, you're single, day late, and a buck short. I mean, I've seen videos where they're screaming it back to you. I mean, what has that feeling been like for you?
Unbelievable.
Mhm.
There is something so magical about hearing people sing a song you wrote.
Yeah.
It's I really don't care if people scream for me. Like I
Mhm.
don't need to even like be in the spotlight or anything like that. But when you hear people sing a song you wrote, it's
pretty special.
I mean, it's just the coolest thing in the world because you realize this little piece of art you created is connecting with that many people
Right.
all over the world and doing something to make their life better. It's like bringing them some sort of happiness or peace or feeling understood or whatever it is. But yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it is.
Truly.
I saw one of the concerts on the videos, on one
Yeah.
of the reels, and I was like, there's no music playing, and these people are in perfect tune,
Yeah.
and it's amazing to watch that.
Honestly, I was like, y'all want a job?
Yeah.
Wanna join the choir?
Background
'Cause
singers.
Yeah,
y'all
you some
sound
backup
pretty
singers.
good.
And speaking of singles, I know you have a brand new one coming out. What could go wrong? So what can you tell us about that?
Like I said, Sisterhood Country is, this Cole team family that we're forming. And if there's one thing that I've learned about having, my best friends and my sisters around is we have all had our different turn being the girl who won't stop talking to their toxic ex. And it is one of the worst things in the world as a friend. Watching someone you care
Yes.
about just make that bad decision and you're
Yes.
like, oh my gosh, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
You just have to let
Yep.
them I
Yep.
mean, you can say as much as you want, but it's not up to you. And that's what this song is. It's just that kind of that eye roll, oh, you miss him? Do you miss him hitting on every blonde he meets at the bar? Do you really
Yeah.
miss him that
Yeah.
much? And it's a very sarcastic song, but it's
Right.
all out of love for just trying to care for one of your friends who you don't want to see get hurt again.
Sure. And that seems to be the thing. I can't tell you how many times like you said, you can talk to this person till they're blue in the face. It's easier said than done, but they have to live the heartbreak that they have to go through.
Well,
Right.
and we've all been there too,
Yes.
so you can kind of understand it. You're like, you know what? They'll realize eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 3
Live
kids.
and learn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. I'm like, get ready, buddy.
I do love how you bring a lot of just realness and rawness into your songs.
Thank
Is
you.
there ever a time where you're like, oof, maybe I shouldn't put that in there? Or are you just kind of like,
Oh,
you know what?
yeah.
I'm going to let it ride?
Oh no, for sure.
Mhm.
So the album that I started putting out last year was about a called off wedding engagement that I had, and there is nothing more embarrassing than having People Magazine post about your engagement, having your whole family celebrate it,
Right.
and then having to basically figure out how to retract it all,
Mhm.
and I spent probably 6 months not saying anything about it, and then finally I was like, well, I can't just pretend nothing happened. I've got to
Right.
say something, and so I started to kind of write my way through it and write songs about it, and playing these songs about taking off the ring and what to do with it. And one of the songs is a letter to my ex's mom. And, there's all these different things that you kind of go through when you're healing through a heartbreak that are personal. It's kind of like a diary entry that normally you would never let anybody read.
Right.
But what ended up happening was I showed them to a few different people and they were like, this is the best stuff you've ever written. And
Yeah.
and then I had some people tell me how they went through the same thing and I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's the
And I
thing.
was
Yeah.
like, really? You went through this too? And they were like, yeah. And then I
Mhm.
started to find out so many people had. I was like, okay, I feel like it's a kind of a calling now. Like I have to put these songs out so that other
Sure.
people who don't know how to maybe put into words the grief they're going through can kind of heal with me through this process.
Yeah.
Writing the song, I think, is therapy for, the artist, the songwriter.
Sure.
Performing the song is not. Performing the song is hard
Right.
when you're singing about
Because
Yeah.
you're thinking in your
Yeah.
head the moment that it's happening,
Mhm.
exactly
what you
Yeah.
went through.
exactly,
Yeah.
and your family sitting there listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It's a lot.
your grandparents. I mean,
Yeah.
it's real. Your real life.
Mhm.
But then you have people who are sobbing in the crowd that are like, you saved me through getting through my,
Yeah.
called off whatever, wedding or
right.
divorce or whatever it is. Or I lost my dad and this song helps
Yeah.
me, heal through that. Whatever the thing is, it's like, okay, these songs aren't about me anymore. I have a purpose. I wrote these for a reason
Yep.
and I
Yeah.
have to let the world use these songs for what
Yep.
they need it for.
A higher
Yeah.
calling had helped you put that pencil to paper, for sure.
Definitely didn't all happen from this old
Well,
noggin.
it
I know
does,
that.
it does.
No,
I
no,
mean,
it's for sure God.
And I like to say this too because, like, recently, I mean, we've watched the rise of Jelly Roll, right? I mean,
Love him.
he's
so
such a
much.
great guy. He's such a phenomenal public speaker. But what we have seen from him over the last few years, everybody, I would love to see how many people he has saved now, right?
Oh my gosh.
Because
Yes.
like working in radio, I've had people call me on the air and be like, "This is it. I'm done. I'm leaving." And I'm like, "No, hang on." So when you see somebody in a crowd and they're singing your song and they're fighting that same emotion, it's a payoff for you, 100%. So job well done. Congratulations.
I mean, thank you, but I feel blessed that I've got a job and a purpose every day, that I can wake up and feel like what I'm doing is going to help make a difference in someone's life, and that it gets to also be such a fun job.
Yeah.
You know, like
Absolutely.
it's I think every day about people who are in there in the hospitals and the firefighters and the policemen, and I'm like, and all of our first responders and everyone in our military, and I'm like, they're really out there doing it. I feel like I'm just like maybe helping people fight the emotional battle a little
But that's
bit.
still a big thing. It's still it's meaningful. So
happy to do my little part.
Well,
there you go.
You're doing a hell of a job at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank y'all.
So I have to ask, I know you brought a little piece
Yes,
here,
I did.
and I definitely want to hear a little bit of the story on this.
I didn't wear the show outfit. You'll have to wait for tonight
Yes.
for the full fit. But I brought this little piece. So this is one of my guitar straps.
Very cool.
Yeah,
And
love it.
every different piece of the fabric, I don't know if you can see it all on camera there, but every different piece of the fabric is a different one of my Grandpa Poppy's old Western wear shirts.
Oh, that is amazing.
And so
That is
Poppy,
beautiful.
Poppy loved country music more than anyone I know.
Yeah.
And when I got invited to make my Grand Ole Opry debut, he had just been diagnosed with cancer. And we knew he wasn't going to make it. But I was able to ask him if I could wear something of his on stage, and he brought me all his old Western wear shirts. And I had my friend Kelly made my dress out of Poppy's fabric.
That's cool.
Wow.
And every single outfit that I wear on stage now has Poppy fabric in it. So
That's awesome.
I've got 3 of these, a red strap, white one, and a black one, and then like an entire closet of, skirts and jeans and
That's cool.
necklaces and
love
belts that are all
that.
Poppy fabric.
That's very
I have
special.
goosebumps
So he's
now,
always
but-
with me.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
very, very cool.
Good. He's your spiritual leader. I love it.
He
Yeah,
is. I
that's
mean, he
cool.
always said, when you make it big, I got my CDL. I'm going to drive your tour bus.
Oh, that's
Aw.
awesome.
So I
Yeah.
wish he could be.
Yeah.
Oh, he
but
is.
He's
Yeah.
with me in
He's-
spirit on
yeah,
every
absolutely.
stage.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is one of the hardest things about, being an artist or having success as an artist is having your brand, is what everyone wants to call it or whatever. But it's finding something that you feel comfortable in, like being yourself, but something that you can have with you all the time, so it's a little recognizable or whatever.
Sure.
And it wasn't until I started wearing Poppy fabric every single show that I felt like I finally had found
Something.
myself
Yeah.
and
Aw.
my fashion, and felt like I was always also able to show how much I care about my family, because my
Sure.
family's been the one consistent thing that's always had my back in my life.
Yeah.
And getting to lean on that and kind of show love back to them from the stage too.
That's so
Just
sweet.
it always makes me feel kind of at home no matter where I am.
It's his loving arms embracing you. That's for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I love that. One final question that we like to ask all of our artists that we get to sit down and chat with is, what is one thing about country music that makes it so special and meaningful to you?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things. That's so hard.
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to just cheat and give you 2
Okay.
because I can't narrow it down. One is the storytelling. I feel like there is just the best lyrical writing of any genre, hands down, in
Yes.
country music.
100%
And
agree.
people will joke all day long about, oh, it's, trucks and beer and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, y'all don't get it.
Yeah.
If you looked at how many different ways they've flipped
Yeah.
figuring out how to say trucks and
Yeah.
beer, I mean, it's literally everything has a completely different meaning. And when you actually listen to the song lyrics, like for example, Dierks Bentley, Drunk on a Plane. People think that song's about getting drunk on a plane and partying.
Right.
It's not.
so much
No.
more.
It's about getting
Yeah.
left at the altar. It's a
Yes. Yep.
heartbreak song,
Yeah.
but nobody realizes that.
Yeah.
I'm like, country music is so like sneaky with the emotion, and the wordplay is so great.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, Hardy, a rock.
Mhm.
He flips the meaning of the noun a rock 5 times in one song.
It's crazy.
It's incredible.
And doesn't miss a beat. It like goes through a full life cycle. It's just so cool. So songwriting would be number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And 2, I feel like country music's just such a family. I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
the way people talk about the music industry and other genres are like, oh, it's so cutthroat and it's, you know, everybody's dirty and plays me. And country music's so kind. Everybody, I mean,
is.
very rarely will you hear about someone being mean.
Right.
And it's even still super low key. It's like,
Right.
oh, they didn't smile big enough. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
everyone's so sweet and welcoming, and there's so many duets. And if you think about even just the Grand Ole Opry as a whole, it's like you're being
like church.
welcomed into the family. You're
Yes.
officially invited.
Yes.
You can have cornbread with us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love
it's
that.
so cool.
special.
So
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
We
Thank
know
y'all.
you
Really
are
appreciate
making a
it.
crazy tour. You're on the road. We just appreciate you sitting down with us for the Country Music Rocks podcast.
Well,
Yes,
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.